Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning, dear students. How are you? Hope all of you are fine by the grace of Allah. I am also fine, Alhamdulillah. I am Shahnaz Parvin, lecturer, Department of Biology, Milestone College, Tora, Dhaka. So, are you enjoy our online class? I hope you are enjoyed a lot. I am feeling happy that I am talking with you in this class. We are currently going through a difficult situation. So don't be panic in this situation. Be brave, confident and pray to Allah that we will overcome from this situation very soon. Inshallah, we will. So have you done your lesson which we have given you each class? I hope all of you done. Take this very seriously. Do not keep in at your home. Work as much as you can and study hard. So last day we have finished the discussion subject botany chapter 8. Today I will discuss a new chapter, chapter 9, plant physiology. These are the topics we will read about this chapter: absorption of mineral salts, transpiration, photosynthesis and respiration. But today our topics is absorption of mineral salts. Let's go for our today class. Today we will learn structure involved in absorption, essential mineral elements, passive absorption. At the end of this class, we will be able to know mineral requirements of plants, discuss essential mineral elements, describe role of macro and micronutrients, explain the process of absorption of mineral salts. Look at this picture. The new seedlings growing from some seeds. All organisms need energy for various processes of their lives. We require energy even during sleep because a number of biological activities occur continuously in our body, like respiration, beating of heart. All this process of living beings need a continuous flow of energy. Energy is released by the breakdown of food taken by the organism. If we do not get sufficient nutritious food, it leads to disorder in their functioning. In the same way, plants also require nutrients to protect themselves from disorders. These elements are usually present in the soil and are supplied to the plants through their roots. If not present, they are added to the soil with the help of fertilizers. So, the essential elements are necessary for a plant to complete its life cycle, normal growth, flower and food production, and for which no element can substitute. These are called nutrient components of plants. Structure involved in absorption. Aquatic plants do not need any special structure for their absorption of minerals, for their entire plant body acts as absorptive surface. But terrestrial plants possess extensive root system with innumerable growing apis. The meristematic regions of the root absorbs greater amount of ion than any other regions. Root hair also absorbs small amount of ions. Though most of the minerals are absorbed by the growing meristem, ultimately they find their way into xylem elements by active transport. The rates of ion absorption are not equal. Here is an image of internal structure of a root with root hairs. This is mineral elements, soil particles. This is root hair, cell and xylem. These mineral elements reach the xylem through different cells from the root hairs. Plants cannot absorb mineral salts from the soil under any solid condition. Mineral salts are dissolved in groundwater and divided into cation and anion. These ions are absorbed by the plant. For example, when sodium chloride dissolves in water, it becomes sodium cation and chlorine anion, then absorbed by the root as ions. Only carbon, hydrogen and oxygen plants take in directly from the atmosphere. Mineral nutrition. The process of absorption, translocation and assimilation of nutrients by the plants is known as mineral nutrition. Plants need 17 elements for their growth and complete of life cycle. They are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sulfur, iron, manganese, zinc, copper, boron, molybdenum and chlorine, nickel. In addition, for more elements, sodium, cobalt, vanadium and silicon are absorbed by some plants for special purposes. The elements carbon, hydrogen, oxygen are not minerals. The rest of the elements are absorbed from the soil, and these are called mineral elements since they are derived from minerals. These mineral elements are mainly absorbed in ionic form and to some extent in non-ionic form. Macro and micronutrients. Macronutrients. The nutrients required in large quantities are known as macronutrients. They are nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium and sulfur. Among these, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium are called primary nutrients, and calcium, magnesium and sulfur are known as secondary nutrients. The latter are known as secondary nutrients as they are inadvertently applied to the soils through nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium fertilizers which contain these nutrients. Micronutrients. The nutrients which are required in small quantities are known as micronutrients or trace elements. They are iron, zinc, copper, molybdenum, chlorine, boron, nickel, etc. These elements are very efficient and minute quantities produce optimum effects. On the other hand, even a slight deficiency or excess is harmful to the plants. Mechanism of mineral absorption. Various theories have been proposed to explain the mechanism of mineral salt absorption and can be placed under the following two categories. They are passive absorption and active absorption. Passive absorption. Absorption of ions without the use of metabolic energy is called passive absorption. Active absorption. The absorption of ions involving use of metabolic energy is called active absorption. Passive absorption. Some of the important theories explaining the mechanism of passive absorption of minerals are discussed below. Mass flow theory, theory of simple diffusion, ion exchange theory and Donan equilibrium. Mass flow hypothesis. In this hypothesis, the ion absorption increases with increase in transpiration. The ions have been considered to move in a mass flow with water from the soil solution through the root and eventually to the shoot. Simple diffusion hypothesis. According to this hypothesis, in the concentration of solutes inside the plant is lower than the soil. The mineral ions are thought to migrate into the root by simple diffusion. As a result, state of equilibrium is reached. Ion exchange hypothesis. According to this view, the ion absorbed to the cell surface are exchanged from the external medium. A cation is exchanged for a cation and anion for anion. If a particular ion is absorbed by the plant, in exchange it proton or hydroxyl ions, which are made available by the dissociation of water molecule. There are two theories to explain the mechanism of ion exchange. Those are contact exchange theory and carbonic acid exchange theory. Contact exchange theory. According to this theory, ions are not completely static. They are always oscillating around their absorption surface, and when the oscillation volume of the ions on the roots and on the colloidal particles overlap each other, ion exchange occurs. An equilibrium is maintained between the dissolved fractions as any depletion in the soil solution is covered by movement of ions. Carbonic acid exchange theory. In this case, carbon dioxide released by roots during respiration reacts with water to produce carbonic acid, which dissociates into hydrogen ion and bicarbonate ions. Hydrogen ion exchanges itself with the cations absorbed on the colloidal particles, and the bicarbonate ions released the absorbed anion to supply both anions and cations nearby. Here are some questions you have to learn. Some knowledge based and comprehensive based question. Knowledge based question are active absorption, passive absorption, microelements. Comprehensive based question, you have to learn difference between active and passive absorption. So I hope you understand today's lecture. If you have any question, ask your subjective teacher. Homework: active absorption, passive absorption, microelements and macroelements. And this HW submit in your WhatsApp group section. Thank you so much for your attention. Before ending the class, I want to remind you that you have to take the precaution safe for protecting from COVID-19. The first thing, do not touch face with your hand. If you are outside in any emergency, you have to wear a mask. Drink plenty of water as much as you can. Wash your hand frequently, at least 20 seconds. For today, that's all from my side. Stay home, stay safe and save a life. See you in the next class. Till then, Allah Hafiz.